Gordon. Hindi mo ako matakot not in a million. Gordon, hindi mo ako matakot not in a million years. Hindi ako kawatan kagaya mo. Wala akong Red Cross na ginagatasan araw-araw. Ba? Di noon pa, ikaw meron kang nakaparking dyan. Pinarking mo yung milking cow mo. Red Cross na yan. Letter to be delivered to the COA by Solicitor General Calida regarding my request to audit the Red Cross. At sino namang gago in Czech o Pilipino o Hapon namang negosyo ng talo? Naturalmente, meron talagang profit yan. Yan ang ipasok sa ulo ni Gordon. Anak ng katanda-tanda mo na eh. Tapos sabi niya, may narinig pa ako, sabi niya na natatakot na ako. Sus Mariosep Gordon, hindi mo ako matakot not in a million years. Hindi ako kawatan kagaya mo. Wala akong Red Cross na ginagatasan araw-araw. It's not my style. May mga ako sa buhay. Pero pera, 35 years ako, mag 40 years ako sa gobyerno, magnakaw pa ako ngayon lang. Ba? Di noon pa, ikaw meron kang nakaparking dyan. Pinarking mo yung milking cow mo. Red Cross na yan. Ngayon, gusto yung mga senador, if you take offense because of my statement, di bahala kayo. The next time na but gusto ko ito sila, Secretary Doke, pati si Secretary Galvez, to finish their story. Umpisahan. Pwede ito. Kung may tanong pa sila, they should go back there too. Pero yung iba, and in the future, I'm sorry, I will be the one who will say, go to Congress to testify or to the Senate. Or do not go to Congress. At sabihin mo, kinontempt ka, ako bahala. I will not allow anybody to arrest you. That is a guarantee. If that does not sit well with the senators, I'm sorry. You started this whole thing. It was not me. That you're an intellectual, that you are a ghostbuster sa mga katiwalian sa gobyerno. Meron sa gobyerno, hindi ko magsabi, hindi wala. I would be lying if I said there is no corruption. In some other offices now, agencies, department, there are. But I'm making you this guarantee. Yung cabinet members ko, wala yan. Puro malinis yan. Ang mga senador, meron. Gordon is one. Pag I am ordering the Solgen, si Calida, to write Aguinaldo a letter and ask Aguinaldo to conduct immediately an audit dyan sa Red Cross na yan. Hinintay ko lang, the next step would be really be the letter to be delivered to the COA by Solicitor General Calida regarding my request to audit the Red Cross. And tignan mo si Calida. Hear him now and try to come up with your opinion kay mga Filipino kung ano ang nangyayari sa hearing sa lower house.
Magandang umaga po, Mr. Chairman, and to the members of the committee. Ang masasabi ko lang po is wala po sa report ng PSDBM ang statement na may overpricing po. There's no statement to that. The observations related more to inventory management than overpricing. So hindi po tama na sabihin ang COA ang nagsabi na may overprice kasi wala pong sinabi yon doon sa report. Anyway, nandito po kami to be able to provide clarification to any of the questions the committee members may ask. Magandang umaga po.
Tama na yun. Ayun. Yun si COA. That was the chairman of the Commission on Audit. Sinabi niya, ano pa bang gusto ninyo? Senators, I'm asking you. He said, I do not want a fight with you. But what else do you want? Yung Parmalen, yung Parmalen, bahala kayo. You can slaughter everybody there with whatever you want. Kami sa gobyerno, we ordered. There was delivery. Then we paid. Tapos na kami. Insofar as we are concerned, tapos na kami dyan sa ano. Yung Parmalen to inquire into the corporate identity of, sinabi na sa inyo, it was succinctly stated by Senator Villar. Sabi ni ma'am, ganun talaga, negosyante sila, they need materials. Ang andito lang yung mga ente lang yan. Gano, that is the way how the Chinese conduct the business. It is not like the foreign. Doon, word of honor lang yan. O, kailangan mo nito, sige, padala ka. May tao lang sila dito. But I said, that was the reason why I went to China. Yan si Michael Yang, hindi yan fugitive. Nagninegosyo nga yan. Malaki na ang negosyo niyan sa Davao. Has been there for 20 years. Kung anong business opportunity niya nila, yan sila, yung kasama niya sa Lincoln, maghanap ng negosyo at magkuha ng deal. Sa kanila, tatawag lang sila doon sa kung saan nila makuha. Natural, may magsabi na kumita, yung mga in-check, akala ko ba, tinawag natin sila to invest. At sino namang gago, in-check o Pilipino o Hapon, na magnegosyo ng talo? Naturalmente, meron talagang profit yan. Yan ang ipasok sa ulo ni Gordon. Anak ng katanda-tanda mo na eh. The circus started with some incomprehensible reason. The senator thought that there were irregularities in the COA audit report of the Department of Health. Many times, the DOH Secretary Duque said they were already addressing the deficiencies in the said COA audit report. That deficiencies pertain to some inventory matters of the supplies, hindi yung about deficiency of pera. Pero alam mo na, there's a saying, men judge best when they condemn. Ang pinaka-ano ng tao, lalo na kung maghusga siya ng kasamaan ng kapwa niya tao. Men judge best when they condemn. Ganun yan, si Despot. Tapos sabi niya, may narinig pa ako, sabi niya na natatakot na ako. Sus Maria Joseph Gordon. Hindi mo ako matakot not in a million years. Hindi ako kawatan kagaya mo. Wala akong Red Cross na ginagatasan araw-araw. It's not my style. May mga ano ako sa buhay. Pero pera, 35 years ago, mag-40 years ako sa gobyerno. Magnakaw pa ako ngayon lang. Gago ka ba? Di noon pa. Ikaw, meron kang nakaparking dyan. Yan, pinarking mo yung milking cow mo, putang ina yung Red Cross na yan. Ito, leche ka, gago ka. Ngayon, gusto yung mga senador, if you take offense because of my statement, di bahala kayo. The next time na but gusto ko ito sila, Secretary Doke, pati si Secretary Galvez, to finish their story. Naumpisahan na eh. Hindi naman pwede ito. No? Kung may tanong pa sila, they should go back there too. Pero, yung iba, and in the future, I'm sorry, I will be the one who will say, go to Congress to testify or to the Senate. Or, do not go to Congress. At sabihin mo, kinontempt ka, ako bahala. I will not allow anybody to arrest you. That is a guarantee. If that does not sit well with the senators, I'm sorry. You started this whole thing. It was not me. You can be further enlightened by this COA audit report. So, makinig na lang tayo sa COA supervising auditor for sa kanilang report sa procurement goods. I'd like to, if there's a clip regarding, if there's a clip that contains the COA supervising auditor, Rodora Urugay, kindly show it to the public.
Sir, as far as the DOH audit report is concerned, there are no observations on overpricing in the DOH annual audit report, sir.
Yun nga, nagpapasalamat kami, nauunawaan namin. Ang totoo niya, nasasakyan namin ang paliwanag mula pa kanina. Ganun lang pala kasimple. At ngayon, tinindigan na kayo, inaffirm na, kinonfirm na ng COA, bakit nagpapatuloy pa yung Senate Blue Ribbon Committee sa kanilang mga pagdinig? Ang ibig lamang sabihin, Madam Auditor, aminin mo o hindi po pinaniniwalaan ng Senate Blue Ribbon Committee ang admissions o ang inyong COA report.
So yun. Na ito ngayon, let us focus. If you want the story to be complete, makinig tayo sa discussion ni Attorney Warren Yung, former PS-DBM Director. So siya ang maka-explain sa atin kung paano ito, ano ang protocol, ano ang requirements, and what are the things that they had to do before they can order or receive goods that are procured by government. Yung may clip kayo kay Attorney Warren Leung, yung PSDBM Director talaga.
Okay. So, first slide, I call on relevant agencies to ensure speedy delivery of basic medical supplies, equipment to health facilities, from the approval, importation, and to the delivery. Everything must go smoothly to make sure that we do not waste time. So that was the marching order of the President. He repeated this in the President's talk to the people dated March 24, 2020. Balikan po natin ang sitwasyon ng mga unang buwan ng pandemya. So these are newspaper clippings. You don't have, we presented it here so that you will have better complex po. March 31, 2020, CNN Philippines staff, medical group cites protective equipment lack for death of 17 doctors. Like wartime, Philippine doctors overwhelmed by coronavirus deluge. COVID-19 cases among healthcare workers now at 1,245. Death toll at 27. April 27, 2020. We will have nothing. Lung Center of the Philippines, please for PPE suits and gowns amid depleting supplies. March 23 po, 2020. Coronavirus in the Philippines, health workers, protective equipment, fear, exposure. Kulang ang supply ng mga personal protective equipment sa buong mundo. Coronavirus sparks a war for mass accusation supply. So on this one, there was accusations that other nations are getting the supplies intended for another country. Protective equipment costs increased over 1,000% amid competition and surge in demand. Kailangan nating makahanap ng supply. So these are some of the pictures. The Southern Philippines Medical Association is seeking for donations. We are asking for masks.
Sir, Sir Warren, naka-mute po kayo, hindi kayo marinig. Pwedeng unmute. Wala pong audio from Sir Warren.
Yes, sorry about that.
Yes, please repeat.
Issue number 1. Overpriced ba talaga ang face mask at PPE na binibili ng gobyerno noong 2020? Hindi po. Face mask, dahil tumaas ang presyo ng face mask noong umpisa po ng pandemya, naglagay po ang DOH ng price freeze at suggested retail price. So price freeze was placed at 28 pesos. Halaga po ng binili ng gobyerno ay 27.72. Some were actually lower. So as you can see in the slides, in March 16, 2020, the price freeze was at 28 pesos. In August 10, 2020, the price freeze was still at 28 pesos. Totoo bang merong face mask na may halagang 13.50 na kayang isupply ng mga local manufacturers noong Abril 2020? Wala po. Noong April 2020, nagkakahirapan po tayo sa supply. Yung pong supply natin sa ating awardee na si EMS, it was only delivered in June 1. The contract was entered in April 27, 2020. And then the first delivery was supposed to be scheduled in May 25. That's about more than a month. And then the actual delivery was done on June 1, 2020. So as you can see, it was not immediately available and we gave them time to produce. Presyo ng personal protective equipment. So ito po, pinapakita po natin yung mga purchase orders nung presyo ng wala pang pandemya. So September 28, 2015, the price is at 3,500 each. June 2016, the price is at 3,864 each. Nung may pandemya na po, at around May 2020, we procured 1,910 pesos each. We are not saying that the 3,500 and 3,800 are overpriced. What we are saying is that this forms part of the historical record, historical data of DOH, and then this was cleared by COA. If this is not overpriced, and this was cleared, with more reason po, ang 1,910 procured during pandemic, procured using emergency procurement, is reasonable. So ang laman po ng bawat PPE set. So nung June 2016, 3,800 po ang presyo, meron po tayong 8-piece set. So goggles, glove, shoe covers, coverall, surgical gown, and 95 surgical mask at head cap. Nung May 8 po, 1,910, 90 set po ito, face shield, gloves, shoe cover, coverall, gown, and 95 surgical mask, head cover, and apron. Ito po ang halimbawa ng mga PPE sets. I'll go over this quickly lang po since I'm under time constraints. Issue number 2. Dumaan ba sa tamang proseso ng emergency procurement ang pagbili ng mask at PPE? Opo, sumunod po ang PSDBM sa proseso ng emergency procurement under Bayanihan 1. So what is Bayanihan 1? this is the Bayanihan one. You can immediately Google this. Section 4A provides that undertake procurement of the following items as the need arises in the most expeditious manner as exemptions from the provisions of Republic Act number 9184 or the Government Procurement Reform Act and other relevant laws. So these are the goods enumerated. In case of doubt, you go to Section 7. Yun lang po ang dalawang provisions ni Bayanihan 1 when it comes to procurement of goods. So this one, Section 53 under RA 9184. This is included in the exemption from Bayanihan 1 because it states exemptions from Republic Act 9184 and other relevant laws. So na-exempt na po tayo kahit sa alternative mode of procurement na negotiated procurement under RA 9184. So this is the issuance of a state of public emergency. I will skip this one. Paano napili ang mga suppliers? Paano po napili ang mga suppliers under negotiated procurement or under Bayanihan 1? So sagot, pinili po natin under Bayanihan 1, we were allowed to directly negotiate. But we still underwent market price analysis. So pinili po natin yung mga kayang makapag-deliver agad or at least at the nearest possible time, pinakamababang presyo base sa mga quotation na nakuha sa mga suppliers na kayang mag-deliver sa tamang oras, and dapat po compliant po sa technical specifications ng DOH. Hindi naman po si PSDBM ang nagsasabi kung ano ang bibilihin at kung ano ang technical specifications. Nakalagay po yan sa purchase request ng ating end user. So it has to be compliant. Ano ang hinihingi ng PSDBM? So we're asking for mayor's permit, ITR, price quotation, omnibus warrant statement, and compliance to the technical specifications. Kahit po hindi nakasaad sa Bayanihan 1 na mag-market survey, ang PSDBM naglagay po talaga ng layer na we do market price analysis. So the first level, for the first level of ensuring that there's no overpricing, we take into consideration po yung ATR ng ating end user. Si DOH po ito. So nakalagay po sa purchase request ang items na bibilihin, quantity, unit cost, and the total cost. Hindi po tayo pwede sumobra doon. It presupposes also that our end user already did their canvassing and taken into consideration previous purchases. Si PSDBM, ang second tier po natin, we will do market price analysis to ensure that the price set is reasonable or if we can find lower price. And then we do the direct negotiation as the third tier. In here, we try to get terms favorable, more favorable to the government. Like baka pwede pababaan or usually kasi at the time they were asking for immediate cash payment. We say that we cannot do that. So you have to bear with the government. Price quotations ng PTE na pinadala sa PSDBM noon. So ito mga yung mga pinadala, 1,975, 90 set, 1,910, 90 set. Meron ding 2,873, 80 set. We did not procure that. We cannot go above the budget of DOH, which is 2,000 pesos. So we have a slide here on the statement of our good chairman, COA chairman, Michael Aguinaldo, on September 7 during the Senate hearing. So Bayanihan Act po kasi, yung Bayanihan 1, the President was empowered to actually do away with RA 9184. The only requirement was yung advantageous to the government, yung pag-procure. Kailangan ba?
Sir, stop muna, sir. Sir Warren. Before
Yes,
we continue, I'd like the COA. Can you put the previous slide, itong COA? COA Chairman Michael Aguinaldo, are you present, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Do you confirm the slide in front of you that did you say that this quote, September 7 quote?
Yes po, Mr. Chairman, that I think it's a faithful reproduction of the statement I made.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Please proceed, Warren.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So there was a question raised kung kailangan bang mag-submit ng PSDBM ng dokumentong nagpapakita ng financial capacity, SEC, GIS, General Information Sheet, at malinis na record ng directors at incorporators sa isang emergency procurement. Hindi po. Even under negotiated procurement in emergency cases po, the only documents asked are the mayor's permit, ITR, omnibus sworn statement, and then compliance to technical specifications. And I must add po, even in regular competitive bidding, which can take as long as 136 days, the general information sheet is not required po. Tapos, yun pong pupuntahan po ang official address ng mga corporation, wala rin po yun kahit po sa ating regular competitive bidding requirements under Republic Act 9184. Issue number 3, naprotektahan ba ng PSDBM ang interes ng gobyerno at ng bayan sa pagbili ng face mask at PPE? Opo, dahil nagbayad lang po tayo sa suppliers, pagkatapos po ma-deliver, ma-inspect at ma-accept ang mga items. So actually, this is what then Yusek Lloyd now was saying. This is the pinaka-safeguard po natin. Under emergency cases po kasi, the factor is you have to address the emergency. Procure immediately, and then so that we can address po yung pangangailangan, emergency. If they cannot deliver, then we do not pay. So that's how we protect the government's money po. So surgical mask suppliers. So dito po pinapakita po yung various po natin na suppliers at kung magkano po nabili at pinapakita po na delivered po talaga sila. Wala pong ghost purchases. So as you can see, iba-iba po yung presyo noong simula po ng pandemya. May nabili po tayong mura, may nabili po tayong mahal. Depende po yan sa supplier. But we cannot afford not to buy because we are trying to save lives. So we cannot say that just because it's nearer to 28 pesos, we will not procure that and just let you get exposed to the virus. Hindi po pwede yon. Ang atin pong ginagawa is to address the emergency and save lives. So as you can see, EMS, it began delivering in June 1, 2020 po. Yan po yung ating 1350. Complete deliveries po. This is still EMS. Ito po yung mga deliveries niya, quantity and date delivered. So, this is again a online article. First batch of complete PPE sets from China arrives April 1, 2020. PH carriers add wings to PPE deliveries to get 170 sets, China. So tinap natin kahit ang Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific, OCD distributes additional DOH procured PPEs to hospitals. So this data came from, I think, the OCD. It shows how the PPEs were distributed. I think they can better answer these questions. Total distributed PPEs as of August 25, 2020, source OCD. So as you can see on the right side of the screen, those are the quantities distributed to the different regions. Thank you very much.
Listening to us. Thank you for your. Allow me to define further the persona of Gordon. Ito si Gordon, in 2017, he was
po.